Upstone here for Vegas Pro Insiders Daily, and it's Wednesday, November the 8th. And we have a number of things to get to. We have NFL line moves to talk about, a number of games, quite a few games. In fact, one of the busier weeks for this recently. And we also have 3 free picks for you, which includes today, Wednesday, and Thursday. So a little extra for you this week. Now, hey, you know, I put on this navy t-shirt today. Thought it looked kind of boring, just except for this, you know, Nike logo, kind of lame. Got this black shirt or black, you know, chair here that looked, you know, kind of blended too much. So the only thing I have to distract anybody is the glare of this picture here, which I've heard about frequently. So that's good. So I thought, hey, you know what? I'll add an accessory, a red little thing here to around my neck. So a distraction, okay? Just to change it up a little bit. So we'll do that. Speaking of changing it up, Vegas Pro Insiders Daily Inner Circle. The members are joining day after day after day. It's been incredible. Okay, the last week, 10 days, the number of people that have joined up for $99 a month, and in some of the benefits they have been enjoying, as I have mentioned many times previously, they're getting super systems, they're getting in-season system, they're getting betting trends, they're getting power ratings, all of those things and more, plus Kyle Hunter, okay? If you bet NHL, 7-0 in hockey recently with a winner last night, and best bets on the site, 29-17-1 as I recall. Myself, recently, I think since Friday, 10-5 overall on my plays. Plus, you're going to get picks from Sean Higgs, Dennis Macklin, Jim Mack, okay? A lot of winners coming your way, okay? $99 a month, that's it. You get multiple emails a day, pretty much each and every day. So, and a lot of things to help you design to win, not just with our picks, but with other information on other games. So, hey, let's get to it. So, first of all, we're going to cover the line moves in the NFL. Minnesota and Washington is going to be our first game up now. I guess Washington's people have their faith restored in the Redskins off their upset at Seattle, and against Minnesota, they have been moved from +2.5 down to +1. Now the Vikings are 6-2, coming off a bye, so that would seem to be, you know, a real benefit. But Washington, excuse me, has gotten a couple of their defensive players back, so their team might well be improving. And it's not like the Vikings' offense is overpowering, certainly with Case Keenum at quarterback. But like I said, though, Minnesota's rested. They're 12-3 after giving up 17 or fewer points against the spread in 2 straight contests. 70% of the bettors are on Washington at the present time. AFC, Pittsburgh, Indianapolis, in the city of Indianapolis, CBS, 1 o'clock. This AFC affair has seen the total go from 43 to 44.5. A lot of conflicting information on this one, though. Colts giving up NFL best, or worst, I should say, NFL worst, 28.6 points a game while scoring only 18. Pittsburgh, you know, their offense seems like it should be better, and they got a lot of dynamic people, but they're only averaging 21.9 points per game. But their defense, I mean, in some circles, now I'm not saying this, but in some circles, some people are saying this defense is starting to remind them, of the old Steel Curtain defense from many years ago. Obviously, some older people might disagree with that, and I would not say that you're wrong. But they're still, you know, their defense is much improved. They're only giving up 16.4 points per game and have been very solid across the board. I think it's hard to ignore the fact that Pittsburgh's 12-3 under on the road, okay, in these games. But and 88% of bettors, though, right now are on the over in terms of tickets written. The New York Football Jets are at Tampa Bay. Now, Jameis Winston has a bad wing. He will not be playing this week or possibly 2 or 3 weeks, from what we understand, according to the Tampa sources. So that means that Ryan Fitzpatrick steps in. Ryan Fitzpatrick was most recently the starting quarterback for the New York Jets, who he will be facing. In this game, I have never hid my disdain for Ryan Fitzpatrick. Yes, he can throw and have very good games, okay? And almost always, though, you might, if you look at his history, with bad teams, with losing teams. So throwing 300 yards for a losing team, what is it going to get you? Okay, and also Fitzpatrick can also at the same time, or not the same time, but the next game, he can throw 4 or 5 interceptions in a single game too. So from that standpoint, I have no problem with the Jets being moved from a pick to -2.5 against Tampa Bay. 83% of the bettors are on the Jets right now. Houston, without Deshaun Watson, is going to the Los Angeles Rams. And Houston has gone from 10 to 11.5 or maybe even 12 at a couple of sports books. Tom Savage is not very good. Okay, we'll just kind of leave it at that. That was proven last week against Indianapolis, and he's going to face a far more ferocious pass rush. He's going to face a far more ferocious defense in the Rams. In this one, we have seen about the Rams. If we've learned anything about them so far, I believe they're the 11th team. If I'm not 100% of this, but I believe they're the 11th team since 1970 to beat the opposing team by, I think it's either 25 or 30 points in 3 of their first 8 games in a season. Okay, so if Houston doesn't come to play, they are going to get lit up. 85% of the bettors are on Los Angeles at the present time. The New York Football Giants are going to be at San Francisco. Hey, you know, in this one, I want some props. Okay, send me a thank you. Write something in on these YouTube videos. Anything's fine. Okay, but just give me some props. You know, a lot of people would pass on this game because the Giants and the 49ers, seriously, okay? I mean, somebody has to write about it. I actually have a choice to write about it, but I did, okay? So that's the kind of professional I am, all right? So I'm going the extra mile here to get this done just because it's about line moves. I could have passed off, but no, I wrote about him. So here's the story on it. The Giants have moved from a pick to 2.5 to -2.5. I would not recommend betting on this game because to me this matchup is more sad than watching the 30 for 30 ESPN thing yesterday on the Nature Boy Ric Flair. That aside, the Giants are getting some defenders back. And overall, they're still a better team in spite of how poor the record is. And let's face it, San Francisco hasn't won a game for a reason. 86% of bettors are on the New York Giants right now. Okay, now let's talk some football where there's going to be some picks involved, okay? Let's start with tonight, Wednesday. First time all season we're doing this for this video and for the article as well. Toledo is at Ohio U. ESPN2, about 7 o'clock. These two teams, I think this is going to be game 1 of 2 this season because Ohio, both of them are division leaders. And no matter the outcome of this game, if they both win out, they're going to play for the MAC championship. Okay, so this is point 1 and 2. Now, in this game by itself, it's going to be at Ohio U, and the Bobcats have gone from +6 down to +3. So that's been dropping. It even dropped a half a point today. In this one, Toledo has a more complete team. The only loss they have is to unbeaten Miami, Florida. Statistically, though, these teams are very similar. If you look at the numbers in terms of points scored, points allowed, a variety of different statistics. The Bobcats get the most out of what they have in terms of talent because of Frank Solich, their coach, who Nebraska right now, gee, you think Nebraska would like to have Frank Solich back? I digress. But at this price, Toledo at 3, I think it's too hard to pass up. Toledo, I got to lean with Toledo here. 57% of the bettors are on the Rockets at the same time. Tomorrow, Thursday, on ESPN, North Carolina is at Pittsburgh. Now, the total on this one has crumbled from 53 down to 49. Here's the reason. North Carolina's defense is lousy, but so is their offense. They're only scoring 16.5 points per game in ACC action. Not good. Pittsburgh, you know, they've gone through a couple different quarterbacks. They're with a backup now, and so they've kind of gone the direction of running the ball as opposed to throwing. So because of that, their games haven't been as high scoring lately, and in their past 3, the total score has only the average total score is only 46. So I can go along with that. The problem is the value's been sucked dry on this one in terms of trying to play the under all the way down 4 points down to 49. Still, Tar Heels are 9-2 under as an underdog since last year. I got to lean with the under on this one. 80% of bettors are on the under as well. NFL on Thursday. Right here in the desert. Okay, Seattle visits the Grand Canyon State to play the Arizona Cardinals in this one. Of course, now we got to switch. It's going to be on NBC along with the NFL Network. Now, in this showdown, the total has also not, I'm going to say crumbled. Total is down from 43.5 down to 41. Now, understanding why, Seattle's defense has been very good, holding opponents to 18.6 points per game. Arizona offense not so hot, and that was even with Carson Palmer, 17.4 points per game. And now they got Drew toss it up for grabs Stanton at quarterback. And he's not, in my opinion, not going to make the situation better. Now, here's a really weird thing about these two teams, okay? In the last 9 years, they have split the over and under. 9 years, okay? So this is the first game, so you can't go and say, okay, well, what's going to happen in the second game? We don't have that yet. So we have to take a shot at it. I'm going to take a shot at this one's going to go under. I don't like the play much, but that's just my opinion. 82% of the people are on the under as well. So, hey, lot to cover there, especially on a Wednesday. We usually do this on the weekends, right? This many games, but doing the extra service for you, for potential VPI customers and all of you YouTube watchers. Thank you very much for watching. So this is Doug Upstone for Vegas Pro Insiders Daily. As of right now, I am out.